what can I do in this quick life we're living, more than before definitely, 100 times? How can I live peacefully?
There are many ways to look at it. As I said earlier, if you had a chemistry of peacefulness within you, if you created a peaceful chemistry, why would you ask this question to me?
If I created?
If you create. This is a chemical factory, isn't it? The most sophisticated chemical factory. If you become the CEO of this factory and take charge of it and create a peaceful chemistry, why would you ask me this question, how to be peaceful?
For the audience.
Even for them, I'm saying.
Okay. No, really, can we have very clear, practical tips for a person who's really inspired by you, but maybe he might feel, no, it's not that easy to feel that thing? Maybe because it should be, it should go along with lots of things, yoga, meditation, healthy lifestyle.
If you are willing to invest 30 hours of focused time, one time, okay, in your life, 30 hours of focused time and daily 21 minutes if you invest, we can make this happen for you. But right now people think you want tips like that, or people want tips.
Yes.
Because to learn ABC, they took many years, right? Alphabets, 26 alphabets. But learning to live peacefully and joyfully, they want it in 2 minutes. This means clearly you're not interested in the well-being of your life. If you are interested in the well-being of your life, if you understand, if you are not even peaceful and joyful, you cannot enjoy the food that you eat. You cannot enjoy the family that you live with. You cannot enjoy the work that you do. You cannot enjoy the world in which you're living. For this, are you not willing to invest a little bit of time? You want tips? Tips won't work. There is a process, there is a method. Yeah. If you learn the method, definitely it'll work. It's worked for millions and millions of people.
Yeah, we should learn the method. Maybe it has to do with culture. We don't have this in our culture, focusing on our inner happiness, on the spiritual things, right?
Unfortunately, most parts of the world have ignored this, for which they are paying a severe price. In terms of comfort and convenience that we have, as a generation of people, you and me, are enjoying things that no generation ever knew, isn't it? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Did any other generation have the kind of comforts and convenience that you and me have today?
It depends.
To come from Beirut to Dubai, how long do you take?
Maybe they were happier.
That's not the point. Comforts and convenience, I'm asking. You have the highest level of comfort and convenience compared to anybody else ever in the history of humanity. But you're complaining about that also?
But not all the people have this comfort that we're having.
No. If anybody on the planet, compared to anybody else on the planet 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they have better comforts. Even the poorest.
Exactly, that's what I meant, the poorest, they are not capable to enjoy this comfort.
No, I'm saying even the poorest of today, compared to the poorest of 500 years ago, you're a little better off today.
That's right. Okay, you mentioned 21 minutes per day, right?
Yes.
To meditate?
See, the English words, meditation, this, that doesn't mean anything. There is an internal process where you take charge of your system. That what happens from within is in your hands. Right now it's like this. If you want to be happy, something needs to happen from outside. What this means is, for what needs to happen within you, you need an external stimulus. This means your peace, your joy, your love, all these things are on push start. You know the old cars? You have to push them to start. You still have them in Lebanon.
We used to have one.
Used to?
In Lebanon.
But now, all the cars are self-start. I'm saying,
Yeah.
is it not important that you upgrade your technology that your peacefulness, your joyfulness, your loving nature is on self-start, that you can be just like that by yourself, you don't need anybody to push you. I'm talking about upgrading technologies.
Yeah. And to look into happiness from inside, not to wait something…
Tell me, does it happen from inside or outside for you?
It should happen.
No.
From inside.
When you feel happy, does it come from inside or does it come from outside?
It comes from inside because of the outside.
That's what I'm saying. It comes from inside, but there is an outside stimulus.
Yeah.
I'm saying, anyway it comes from inside. If I teach you a way that you can create an internal stimulus, that you can cause it yourself, you don't need anything from outside, would you be more complete human being?
I don't know.
If you're a joyful human being, would you not be a more complete human being?
More complete?
Yes. See, if you're joyful by yourself, by your own nature, then you have no fear of suffering. Once there is no fear of suffering, only when there is no fear of suffering, you will walk your life full stride. You will want to explore every dimension of life. When you have fear of suffering, you will avoid life. You will not explore life.
Yeah, that's right, but can we avoid fear of suffering?
If there is no possibility of suffering, where will be the fear of suffering?
There is always possibility of suffering.
How?
Through everything.
Suffering happens from within you, isn't it?
Yeah, it will happen. If anyone from your family might have a disease, if someone dies, there are lots of factors.
If somebody has a disease in the family, already they are suffering. If you also suffer, are you creating a solution or are you adding to the problem?
Definitely no. I should be strong to help the suffering person, right? But this will always mean and will not avoid my feeling suffering.
That is because both your joy and misery is being stimulated from outside. If you take charge of the system, you can create what you want from within. Outside, what best we can do, we will do. What we cannot do, we do not do, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think a few people are not even looking for happiness?
They've given up. They think misery is the way of life. It's not true. Everybody, at least when they were 5–6 years of age, they were joyful by their own nature, isn't it? At 5 years, if you were so joyful, by the time you're 30, you should have been ecstatic.
Yeah.
But the reverse has happened.
Maybe they're so busy. We have this definitely wrong issue.
If they have nothing to do also, they'll become miserable.
Yeah. I think we should always ask ourselves, how important is this? Am I happy? And what to do to be happy?
It is not like happiness is a goal. It is an ambience that is necessary for you to participate in life.
Yeah.
Only when you're happy, I can ask you, come, let's have dinner. I can ask you, come, dance. I can ask you, come and go do this work, isn't it? When you're unhappy, can we drag you?
Sure not.
Nobody is willing to do anything when they're depressed, isn't it? Only when they're joyful, they're ready for life. So happiness or joy is not the goal of life. It is a fundamental requirement. Without it, you can't participate in life, isn't it?
Yeah. We make our lives, as per you, rich by enriching others' lives. Can we explain a bit, how can I do that?
See, when it comes to human activity, anything that we do, suppose you cook something, would you like to cook something that nobody wants to eat? Suppose you write a book, would you want to write a book that nobody wants to read? Now you're making a television thing. Would you like to make a television show that nobody wants to see? In some way, you want to touch another life, isn't it? The purpose of human activity is just this. In some way, you want to touch another life. You can call this family, you can call this society, you can call this nation, but the effort is to touch another life as profoundly as possible. So if you get an opportunity to touch another life very profoundly, your life definitely gets enriched because that's what you're always looking for.
Yeah.
People may not be conscious about it, but would they like to do something physically? which nobody appreciates, nobody enjoys. They always want to create something that everybody enjoys, isn't it?
Yeah. So we should do this from inside, because lots of us do it as duty, right?
There is no duty in this world. If you can do something joyfully, you must do it. If you cannot, it's better you not do it, somebody else will do it better.
Lots of women cook only as a duty, right? They would always prefer not to do this.
That's why men die so quickly.
Okay, here we'll talk also about the importance of being conscious that always my actions affect the rest of people. And I have a question before I forgot. You said to feel happy and to know the importance of our lives, I should always be conscious of mortality. I want to talk more about this.
It is true that all of us will die one day, yes?
Yes.
I'll bless you with a long life, but you will die one day. You're making a sad face. It's
Yeah.
a relief for the world that we will die one day.
For the world, yeah.
For you also.
No, I don't want to
Suppose
die.
you're here for 10,000 years, what will you do?
I have lots of things to do, interviews, lots of things to do.
So, the nature of life is such that it begins and it ends. What we call as life is just a certain amount of time and energy. Time is always rolling. We cannot enhance time, the same for all of us. 1 minute is 1 minute for all of us, 1 day is 1 day for all of us. It is rolling at the same time. For me also it ends at the same time, you also ends at the same time, for anybody it ends at the same time. But you can enhance your energy in such a way that what somebody does in 10 days, you can do it in 1 day. If that happens, if you live for 100 years, you lived for 1,000 years in terms of activity and what you can do and cannot do. So, why mortality is important is, only when you realize that you're mortal will you become conscious. Otherwise you live a completely unconscious life. Suppose somebody is told, tomorrow morning you will die, you will see he will become super alive and very, very conscious. But somebody thinks, you know, other people die, not me. Now they can live unconsciously. So for consciousness, for one to become conscious, one important element is to be conscious that I am mortal, I am a limited amount of time. When I know this consciously, if you think about it once in a way, it creates fear. If you're consciously aware of… if you're constantly aware of it every moment of your life, you will see your life gets heightened. If you know it's a limited amount of time, you wouldn't want to waste one moment doing something that doesn't matter to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a brief amount of time. Right now people are doing all kinds of silly things in their life, rubbish in their life, simply because they're not conscious that it's a limited amount of time. They think they're going to be here forever.
Maybe these are the things they would like to do in this life.
It's not like that. If you knew that tomorrow morning you will die, would you have time to quarrel with somebody?
Sure.
Would you have time to make yourself unpleasant?
I will definitely be unpleasant, knowing that I will die
That's
tomorrow.
because of fear.
Dying tomorrow. Shall I smile?
Don't… if you're going to die, it's better to die smiling. And anyway, I'm giving you 24 hours time. Life has never given you a guarantee of 24 hours time,
Sure.
isn't it? Say, I'm guaranteeing 24 hours for you. Tomorrow I'm saying, not today. But did life and creation ever give you 24 hours guarantee?
No.
No. So we are mortal.
Only the fridge.
Huh?
It's for a few months even. Fridge, they give us the guarantee for
Yeah.
fridge. Gas.
Refrigerators, cameras, cell phones have guarantees.
Yes.
Human life has no guarantee. If we understand this, we will make best use of the little time that we have.
For more videos, please subscribe. Press bell icon and never miss an update.